Leo, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Leos, please. All right, so we have the Six of Swords in reverse, your energy, maybe feeling a little bit stuck. Your person, the Three of Swords in reverse. They're viewing you as the Four of Swords, okay. What you're not seeing, oh, this person wants to heal something with you. And the final outcome is the Two of Wands in reverse. So it looks like you may have a big decision to make, but Spirit's asking you to take a look at patterns, take a look at the past here, and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So some of my Leos, you may not be communicating with this person. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, you may have kind of turned your back on this connection. You might have them blocked, or maybe there's just little to no or very unclear communication here. You might be feeling a little bit confused. I do feel like my Leos, you're a little bit detached, but you haven't like fully moved on from this. All right, and you're showing up as the Two of Cups in reverse, but it could be a connection that just hasn't found its form yet, or you're making a big decision. You're confused, you're not sure about what kind of decision you should make here, if you should come together with this person. You may be in separation here. I do think you have love for this person, Leo, but you're viewing them as the Fool. So you may be seeing them as foolish. You may see them as impulsive, argumentative, defensive. They may have rushed in and out of this connection here with you, Aries energy. Sometimes you may find them to be a little bit arrogant is what I'm seeing. And we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, but you're not sure if you should heal this connection, Leo, or if you should make yourself emotionally available to this connection. Is this person emotionally available enough for the type of healthy connection that you desire or that you require? And we see the Four of Cups energy in reverse. This person wants reunion. They want to open up to you. They want to open up to this connection. Okay, they may be thinking about making you some sort of apology or love offer here. All right, let's go to the Oracle cards. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Leos, please. All right, reconciliation. So Leo, there's someone or something that can still be saved if you choose to compromise. Try to find the middle ground between 2 points. All right. And don't wait to get picked. Don't chase anything that doesn't want to be caught. Instead, pick yourself up and forge ahead. So that's about you not having to do all of the repair or the emotional labor here. If this person wasn't putting in the effort, Leo, if they're not making moves towards you, you know, you don't have to be the one that makes it happen, but you need to be calm, you need to be grounded, and your nervous system needs to feel more regulated than not in this connection. See, we see initial spark. There's potential in a person or a situation to develop into something in the future, but how you approach it, Leo, is up to you. So we see that this connection may not be over, all right? And some of you, maybe it just hasn't even gotten off the ground, and this person is just holding back because they're still healing. But for a lot of you, I feel like you're just confused. You're not really wanting to move forward here. And Spirit wants to remind you that whatever you decide, Leo, know that when you lose something, try to remember that there's always a deeper meaning, that anything you lose comes around in another form, and no matter how bad things may seem, all is not lost. All right, with the Three of Swords showing up in reverse, this person may be holding back because they're seeing you in the Four of Swords. You're not really taking action. You're not moving towards them. So they're definitely mirroring you. But I do see this as somebody who's either going through some deep healing right now or absolutely wants to heal this connection. Okay, the Nine of Swords in reverse. They're losing sleep here. But it does kind of feel like this person is kind of stuck in some karmic behaviors or a karmic pattern here. All right, and we see the Moon in reverse. Some of you, though, this person's coming out of real stress, real anxiety. The moon in reverse can be like they've been going through like depression, or it's a really scary, uncertain landscape. And the Nine of Swords energy in reverse as well is like somebody coming out of a dark night of the soul. All right, so I do think this person wants to reveal something they've learned or their real feelings to you with that Cancer Pisces energy. And the High Priestess, yeah, this person has been holding back. They have secret feelings for you that they want to reveal. They may have even been consulting readings or like psychics about you, about this connection. But with this crescent moon, the way she's holding it is like this person wants this new beginning here with you. They want something fresh. They're getting a fresh perspective as well. Now they're viewing you as the Four of Swords, not taking action, not really communicating, you protecting your energy. And the Emperor energy in reverse. They may know that you're kind of angry and pissed off here. And it's interesting because you two might mirror each other in being very strong personalities, strong-willed, standing up for yourselves, selves, not really taking much shit from anyone. You both, like I said, might have strong personalities. There may be ego clashes here. They may feel with the Emperor in reverse that you're considering other options, or you don't want to step up here in this connection. But I'm also seeing with the Emperor in reverse that they may feel like you're being quite stubborn, okay? Whether that's true or not. And the Hermit card, yeah, and you're holding back. You both are in this very introspective, quiet energy. And again, we are in Mercury retrograde in Pisces for another couple of days, like 2 days, and then we have some of the shadow still lingering. But it feels like they see that you're in solitude, you're contemplating, you're looking at the details, you're doing a karmic review. All right, you're reviewing this connection, the patterns, the past. I do feel like this person wants to see you, but I feel like you both are mirroring each other in a big way. And the Eight of Swords energy in reverse, and they see that you're avoidant. You're avoiding them, which it makes sense. You're trying to figure things out. You may not be completely ready to move on here, but you may also not be really channeling a whole lot of effort and energy into this connection. And some of you, maybe there's just been a fight or an argument, or there's been a breakup, or maybe it's a connection that hasn't gotten off the ground yet. But again, Four of Cups in reverse coming through as their energy. They want to open up to you. They want to talk. They want to emote. They may be thinking about sending you a message or a surprise love offer or an apology. But they also know that you're feeling quite pessimistic about them and about this connection. All right, so they're showing up as the King in reverse. Excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership without restraint. So they could be projecting that Emperor energy onto you, Leo. Okay, so this person might come off as arrogant and entitled, and I think you're probably seeing them like that with the Fool in reverse. You may feel like they're the ones who are my way or the highway, or they're not particularly good at compromise. And if you're strong-willed and independent, Leo, you may not really be used to or like that energy. Because it's like, Leos, you're not about to like step in line is what I'm getting. Will you compromise, and do you love deep and love hard and you'll do anything for your loved ones? Absolutely, but not when they've got this authoritarian vibe. All right, with Saboteur energy, highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. So your person is realizing they may have sabotaged this connection, and I do actually think they're realizing that there's been some self-destructive behavior here that needs to be reworked, that needs to be thought about, that has undermined you, this connection, and maybe even themselves. So I do see with that High Priestess energy, this person is also doing their own karmic review. All right, let's see how they're viewing you, Leo. How are they viewing my Leos here? God energy. So isn't that interesting? They're coming out as king and they're viewing you as God. Very, very strong personalities. They see you as benevolent and compassionate, so kind and compassionate, and recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. So they see that you're not, you're not authoritarian, you're not cruel, you don't try to control others. But I feel like there's such a strength within you, Leo, that may have been a little bit off-putting or I don't want to say off-putting, but like you have this strength that's very different than theirs, and they may have been trying to gain footing. And I don't know how they did that, but maybe it came off as authoritarian, it came off as arrogant, it came as, you might have felt like, is this person trying to knock me down a peg? Are they trying to like throw me off balance? I'm kind of getting, I don't know if they were overly critical, or they were making like backhanded compliments, snide remarks. You know, it can show up in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be somebody's, you know, trying to rule you with an iron fist and, you know, being abusive and things like that. And if this person was abusive, hard no, Leo, right? But I'm not getting that. I just feel like there's something here you're picking up on, like where you didn't feel fully supported. All right. And we see femme fatale. They see you as extremely sexy and attractive. I'm hearing, you know, Leo, you could have anybody you want. All right. Interesting energy. 5 of Cups. Behind the scenes, this person is missing you. This person is disappointed. I'm hearing they're actually disappointed in themselves, but they're disappointed that things have turned out this way. All right, let's see what else we need to know. 5 of Swords. They are definitely a bit detached, but I also get the 5 of Swords as like someone looking at, why are we fighting like this? Why is this happening when we actually both want the same things? But it's like there's ego getting in the way. And I do feel with the 5 of Swords, they want to fight for this. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you, their conflict comes from financial imbalance. So if you make more money than this person, if they feel like you're better looking than them, they may not be used to that dynamic because they see that you're independent, you're strong, you're successful, you're beautiful, you're handsome, whatever it might be. And I kind of feel like they're not used to being or feeling less than. And I'm not getting you did anything to make them feel less than. In fact, they know you didn't. But it's their own insecurities here that they're realizing we're sabotaging this connection. All right. And we see the 2 of Wands making a decision after a past review. I think this person is having a bit of a come to Jesus moment, right? And for those of you that don't like that term, it's you having an aha moment, an awakening. That's your advice as well. 2 of Wands, making a decision based on what you're reviewing here within this relationship. Take your time, Leo. The 4 of Swords, this doesn't need to be rushed. You can do this at your own pace. You may feel like you need to heal because I do think that you gave a lot here. And you may have felt like what you got back from that was pushback, right? Or somebody being snarky. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Again, it's okay to hold back and to heal, to recover financially, physically. For some of you, it might have, taken a toll on your nervous system. Even if it's just a breakup or there's just been ambiguity here, or just like, feeling a little bit off balance and not fully supported can take a toll on us, right? And, 4 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles tells me there's potential for healing. I mean, we do see that in your oracle cards. And the Knight of Wands. This is about not letting anyone dim your light, Leo. Aries, Leo, Sag energy. I do see there's loyalty here. I think there's friendship, there's loyalty, there's potential for a passionate new beginning because it does look like this person is actually doing the work. Yep. And Justice card, Libran energy. They want to bring things into balance, or they want to make it up to you. They've had a major realization. All right. And I feel like this may have been the Aries reading, and it's really interesting because you're getting a lot of Aries energy coming through. We also have the Aries Libran axis coming through. Someone might have a North Node in one of those signs, or we're talking like real soulmates here. But the Aries reading, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the title was like you pulled back and now they're kind of like flipping out or they're panicking. I kind of get the same vibe here in your reading. So you may want to check the Aries reading out if you feel called to, or if you have Aries placements or you're dealing with an Aries. Also, Leo, I also recommend that if one reading isn't particularly resonating with you or you want more messages, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And I also check out my North Node, okay, especially when I'm dealing with soulmate type energy. All right, so high maintenance. So this person may be high maintenance. I do get that. Okay, and so they may have wanted you to kind of do all the work, do all the labor, or you felt like they were really demanding. I can see that in their energy. DMs and double tap likes. So again, they might be checking out your social media, or they might come towards you like that. And we see options. Now, I'm not really getting that this person's like a player, okay? I'm not getting that this person was dealing with other people. For some of you, that could be the case. And like I said, you probably know your situation better than I do. But I kind of feel like this person's a little bit confused about how to come towards you, but I do see them wanting to fight for this. And both acting like brats. Now, I don't particularly love this card, but the energy is you are mirroring each other right now in silence, in doing, going deep and doing a review here. All right, so let's see for my Leos what else you need to know. What else do my Leos need to know, please? What else do my Leos need to know? All right, judgmental. So this person, again, they may have been harsh and judgmental and critical with you is what I'm getting. And you were kind of wondering, like, why? Like, why are you acting this way if I'm just asking your opinion? Or, maybe you feel like a little bit observed by this person. Like, for example, oh, I forgot my... I forgot to bring my bathing suit, whatever, or I left my bathing suit in the car when you're going to the beach, and this person says, oh, well, why didn't you just put it on when you left the house? And it's like, so then you're like, well, why is it you probably have reasons for why that didn't happen, right? But, you know what I mean? Like, instead of being like, okay, babe, go ahead and get it, or here are the keys, or, haha, you're always forgetting things. But I just feel like, and that's just a very specific example. But I kind of feel like they may have been a little bit harsh or critical, where you felt you were a little bit observed and you're not really understanding why. And I do kind of feel like this person may have a tendency to position themselves that way, and it can be over time. It can really wear on you. So they might be much younger than you. They might feel less than you, Leo. Okay, is what I'm getting. And we see spiritual. Okay, so they may be spiritual. We see they may be reacting also to past hurt more than anything. All right, but they're looking at it. They're looking at their behavior. They're looking at the way they've treated you. And I do see that there's some regret here. Okay, so let's see what else we need to know. All right, I just said regret and out it pops. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. This rejection is actually divine protection, but this is showing you something very, very clearly, Leo, about what you need in a relationship. And I also feel like this rejection, maybe you're not meant to be with this person. Although I do see that things can heal and repair for those of you that want it. But I do think it's opening both of your eyes to the dynamics and the nuances within this connection. Some distance is bringing clarity. Again, like I said, really resonates with that Aries reading. But you know what? Your intuition already has the answers that you're seeking. So for a lot of my Leos, I think you already intuitively know whether or not you want this or not. Now, for some of you, this relationship can stand the test of time. And we also see obsession coming through. Someone in this connection is gripped by obsessive thoughts. And it feels like that's your person for sure. Okay. So let's see what they would like to say to you, Leo. What would this person like to say to you? What does this person want to say to you? All right, we see understanding. I see your side of the story. Yep, they're putting themselves in your shoes. And disagreements. I wish you understood how I feel. Yeah, so they feel like they need to express themselves, or they may even feel like they need to justify some of their actions or what they said to you. And I don't want to run anymore. But this person may be somebody who normally runs from their problems, but there's something about you in this connection that makes them want to turn around and fight. All right. And not necessarily, maybe confrontation, but fight for the connection was more of the message. All right. So let's see. What would they like to say to you that they may not be able to articulate? All right. How could you still love me after all I've done? So regret and remorse coming through. And I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. Because I do kind of feel like this person, I don't know if they have difficulties expressing their feelings. I'm not getting super, dishonesty from them, but I kind of feel like they realize when they're feeling stressed about something, they react and maybe, take it out on you or take it out on others. And when I say take it out, I'm hoping, a lot of you, that I'm not talking about somebody who's like, mentally, emotionally, physically abusive, but I feel like more so like they get short, or they start criticizing, or they start complaining. All right. And instead of just saying how they're really feeling is kind of what I'm getting. Your words linger in my mind, Leo, so they definitely still think about, the things that you said to them, and most likely you told them off or you stood up to them. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. What else do we need to know here? Sorry, what are their very next actions towards my Leos? King of Wands in reverse, okay. Lacking confidence. They may be throwing themselves a little bit of a pity party. And Leo, you may still get a message that's meant to be a little bit triggering for you. Okay, like keeping an argument alive, but I kind of think you've moved past that. The Moon card revealing their true selves, their true feelings, and that they are heartbroken. So they are going to be coming in and telling you that they're upset about what's happened. They regret what's happened. But be aware in the next week or so, you might get, this could be somebody, posting, cryptic messages that are really pointed at you and your situation. It can be somebody being a bit confrontational, emotionally manipulative. It can be somebody playing the victim here, but they will come out with it and tell you the truth about their heartbreak and about what's happened. And like I said, they're doing some reflection here. We see the Eight of Wands, eventual travel or moving towards you. But again, my Leos, your intuition kind of already knows if this is someone you want to work on things with, or if you want to give them, you want to give them a shot or not. All right, let's see what else we need to know. Let discomfort pass. Not every feeling requires action, but some truths do. Okay, so let this uncomfortable period pass, Leo. Choose calm over urgency. All right, and I was seeing that here in the Four of Wands. Urgency is not intuition. You don't need to make any urgent action, take any urgent measures. If it matters, it deserves a voice. Speak your truth. All right, and allow space to speak. Silence can reveal more than pressure. Okay, and observe right now, don't interpret. All right, my lovely Leos, I'm going to leave it here, sending you love and light. Take care.